What's going on, everybody? We got to talk about the new 100x gem out there, and that is Lab. This thing is literally up over 343% in the last 24 hours, which is absolutely crazy. As you can see, the market cap at 240 million, and we have 250 million in trading volume, so it's higher than the market cap. And we have 1,400%, 1,464% in the last 30 days. We got to talk about this. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice, but let's go straight over it. So this thing is looking like a beast, is looking like a monster. As you can see here with the charts, we've gotten rejected up here all the way at that resistance at about $3.40. Right now it's at $1.96. It's actually pulled back and it's touched this Fibonacci zone all the way at $1.52. So it's touched that Fibonacci at $1.52. And if you look here, I pretty much took our Fibonacci from the swing high of the previous high all the way down here before the pump started, all the way down to the most recent lows, which was all the way back in November of 2025. So that's pretty much how I did the Fibonacci. And as you can see, it's pretty accurate. We hit all the way up here at the top of that at $3.30. And like I mentioned before, how we came down at $1.50. We're going to come back to the technicals in a second here, but I kind of want to go over what this project is because it's looking like it could have another leg up and it possibly could have another breakout with the way things are forming up here. It quite possibly could. But before we go over that, I want to cover the actual project because this is like another one of those trading platforms, but unfortunately they want me to log in with my Telegram or my Google account. And I don't want to use either one of those. So maybe that they can take this as a, as a helpful tip, right? But anyways, they have 19.4K holders here, up 2.43% in the last 2 weeks on holders. Pretty much they got 1,000 holders in 2 weeks. That's pretty good. It's been trending everywhere. So no wonder they are getting more and more every single day. Now, as you can see here, Labs, Twitter, it says multi-chain trading infrastructure overlay app and Telegram app. You can use both of those, and they're actually creating a mobile app, and we'll talk about that in a little bit as well. But yeah, traded and analyzed with sub-second execution, low fees, and transparent rewards. Pretty much every other app out there, every other trading app, they're all the same at this point. So I mean that's kind of how I see it. They're all the same at this point. But anyways, yeah, you can go and you can open up their Telegram thing and it'll bring you to the actual trading app. But personally, I really don't feel like doing that. I don't want to just connect my Telegram or even my email address to anything random. I got to see them getting verified inside of the crypto community in the crypto space before I do that, right? And some people would say they are verified. And this is the staking as well. So it's also like a DeFi platform. As you can see here, 2 weeks for 25% APY. 2 months for 31% APY, and 6 months for 35% APY. So pretty good percentages there on the 6 month one, especially 35% APY for 6 months. That's pretty good. I don't know how much money is actually going through here and how much money is locked in there, but that alone is a good number. But so moving on from there though, let's kind of talk about some of the new stuff that they have coming out, right? So they have a phone app, a mobile app coming out. And this mobile app, they said, is launching soon between this week and next week. And that might be why it's kind of pumping a lot right now. But anyways, they posted this yesterday. And this says, we're in the final stretch on Lab Mobile. Every screen, every interaction, every edge case is being dialed in to deliver the experience this deserves. We've got a solid team on it and we're not in a rush to push something out just like that. So it's live, right? So they're trying to get this thing right before they launch it. And so far, it's looking like a legitimate project, right? I would say so far, everything is looking good. But we've seen a lot of projects like this promise a lot of things, like Rave DAO. And then Rave DAO started dumping, right? And we've seen so many other projects promise things like Siren. We've seen so many CoAI, MYX Finance, and they're like all the same thing, right? So we see a lot of times they offer things that they cannot deliver on, right? But I'm not saying that about this project because I know the bias is probably sounding like I'm putting them down. I'm not putting them down. But anyways, the circulating supply is at 76.5 million and the total supply is at 1 billion. What we see a lot of these times is it's like that because of the developers, the devs, and the insiders. they literally have the coins stacked on top of coins. Like literally, it's not locked away. Like they just have a bunch of coins inside of their dev wallets, so it looks like it's locked away, but it's really not. It's inside of their wallets, and that we see that a lot of the times, right? But they also have a trading platform, and I think they're doing perps on there too. So you need collateral and stuff like that whenever you're doing those type of trades. So that could be what some of these wallets are. But that brings us to this. Yes, we have 19,000 wallets, but BitGet has the most coins at 26%. And then we have these other ones at 20%, 15%, 13.8%, 10.8%, 9.3%. That's a lot of percentages to have on a coin, right? For any wallet, right? So, like I said, it's a trading platform. Maybe it's the one that they use for collateral and stuff like that. I don't know what their tokenomics are looking like, but 99.82% of the top holders own or 100 holders, right? The top 100 holders hold 99.82%. I don't know where I was going with that. Well, yeah, the top 100 holders collectively own 99.82% of lab tokens. That is a very, very significant amount, and I would definitely be wary of that if I were you. And then if we come here and just look at the top 10 collectively own 97.76%. So just between the top 10, all the coins are owned, right? The top 5, 86%. The top 3, 61% of the coins. So when I see stuff like this, I'm like, okay, I don't know how long the actual project is going to be here for, but I know the token in general is going to get pumped and it's going to get dumped. This thing's going to get pumped and it's going to get dumped like nothing you've ever seen before. So, well, it's probably going to get pumped and dumped like other things that you've actually seen before, like MYX Finance, like KoAI, right? Like Raven, like Siren, all those types of coins. It's probably going to get dumped just like those. I followed some of the top wallets as well. So we're going to go through the top wallets. And one of the top wallets that I followed led back to like this one right here is the fourth one that I clicked there, right? And this fourth one has a bunch of money in here, $258 million. That's a lot of money to be had. 258 million, not billion. But as you can see, the money first came in from this wallet, right? We got to follow the money. And then where did that 14 million come in from? It came in from this wallet. And then from there, where did that 14 million come from? Well, 15 million. And then it came here. And then where did it come from before there? It came from BitGet. So we see that they bought some on BitGet and then they sent it to that wallet. And then they sent some more. So I don't know. A lot of money is moving around and I don't like it because it's between the top wallets. And it's looking like they're buying on exchanges. Like this person obviously is waiting to dump 258 million inside of money right there. They bought 196 days ago. You know how much money he had 196 days ago? He did not have that much money 196 days ago. So I'm telling you right now, like let's look at this. Let's look at this holistically. This person bought in pretty much around like 15 cents, right? So people like this are about to start dumping like $1.76, right? $1.76, let's say divided by 15 15 cents. So that's a 11.73x from where they were, right? So let's say this guy has a bunch of money. By the way, this guy has a bunch of money. So this guy has $258 million. So what we pretty much have to do is take 258 million and let's just divide it by 11.74x, right? Let's just divide it by 11.74. So this guy, I guess he came in with 21.9 million. Now he got 258 million, and he had more when it was up even more than that. And I think it's gonna go up a little bit more. I think that this thing might have multiple pump dumps. Right, it already did one pump and then it dumped, but I think it might happen multiple times. This is usually what happens with these type of projects. I can't tell you when it's gonna happen, but it might have another pump before another dump. So definitely watch out for that. Be very, very cautious. Very, very careful on that one. But yeah, like I said, like these people are starting with like small, tiny amounts. And then out of nowhere, like it's pumping and you don't think they're going to hop out. And I don't think that guy had 21 million because I didn't even look all the way back as far as I should have. 196 days. It was probably more so back here, like at 10 cents. But either way, we're seeing whales that had like $10 million in here now running it up to almost $1 billion. And the fact of the matter is, this is how these pump and dumps are happening. Like, people, they're literally just extracting the money from retail traders. They're extracting the money from people like you. So just be careful when you're doing this, because you're making these people extremely rich. Like, I mean, if you look at it from the perspective of, okay, he came in with $20 million anyway, he was already rich. Yeah, I guess he came in with 20 million, but like, to walk out of it and have like $258 million, and this thing was up more than what it's up now. So imagine what it was up like 20 minutes ago, actually. 20 minutes ago, or almost actually like an hour ago, it was up here when I was doing the research on the video. It was like around this area. But needless to say, I mean, it went up to $2.40. So this guy almost had $1 billion, literally. So we can't keep doing this. We can't keep letting these projects just pump like that. We can't just keep letting them pump and dump people like that. So you got to be the one to get in and get that money. Like, get in on the trades, get the money, but be extremely cautious. Right now, to me personally, it's already pumped. It's already exhausted its strength. I do believe it's going to pump again, but I don't know when. So I wouldn't be getting in right now. Yeah, we hit a support at $1.52, but could go down a little bit more as well. We're going to cover that in a second here. But yeah, that's just a little bit of research on some of these wallets. If you guys want to, you can come ahead and research these wallets as well. And I guess we can do one more wallet 196 days ago. Kind of funny how all of them got in at the same time. I think that might have been the time that the project started. But anyways, a lot of transactions, and like I said, it's a trading platform. Some of these can be like collateral wallets. Some of these can just be stuff like that. You never know like what type of wallets these are. So we can't just automatically assume that it's something else, right? But 196 days ago, this wallet sent to all of these different wallets, right? This wallet sent all of this money to all these different wallets, right? And I'm going to go to the largest transaction, which is 200 of those millions, or yeah, 200 million lab, which is $374 million right now. And this right here was 196 days ago as well. So as you can see, that wallet, it's sending to all these different wallets. You got wallets waiting around with hundreds of millions of dollars in there. Like, they're waiting to dump. This is how pump and dumps work. They're waiting to dump. Maybe it'll drop it again and then go back up, right? But I don't think it's gonna be like that. So yeah, is it a 100x gem? It was, and now if you're getting it now, you're not gonna be getting the money that everyone else made. So when you see these projects, this thing's already 100x'd. It already 100x'd. It's done. If you're going to make money on projects like this, you got to get in at the beginning of these projects, right? You got to get in at the beginning, or you got to get in right before it starts going crazy, right? You don't get in while it's flat here. All right. So this is kind of meme coin trading one-on-one, right? I'm going impromptu here. I'm going going to mark this on here for you guys. You don't necessarily get in when it's just flat like this, like 10 cents. But when you start to see this happening, that curve upwards, now it's all of a sudden at 20, now it's at 25, now it's at 30. Okay, now you got to be like, okay, I think now is a good time. And then from there, now you're in from 30 plus, right? But you can't necessarily get in just because it's bottomed out. And you also should not get in whenever it's like pumping really hard. But on some type of pullback, you gotta get in, right? And like I said, like around here, it seemed like this might have been a good time once you notice that ramp just starting to go and just literally go crazy around the beginning of April. So yeah, this gem right now, it's probably not going to do so well for everybody because you're kind of too late now. But let's kind of talk about the app a little bit more and about the project a little bit more. So they have this whole thing about how to transfer money on there with your wallet. So how to transfer your wallets before the terminal closes, because they are closing they're closing something, right? But what they are doing is they're opening up the app, and they're like, now you got to close your trades, right? Now you got to close your trades before we open this app, or else you're going to lose all your money. So that's pretty interesting. That's a pretty interesting thing. But they have a step-by-step guide here before the terminal closes. So if you guys are on, watch out. So close all open positions withdraw from perps, withdraw from prediction markets, clean everything up first inside the terminal because they're pretty much going away with it and they're pretty much moving everything. So don't be up here trying to trade. That's also why I'm not connecting my wallet right now. They're still getting their stuff straight, and I don't want that to mess with any of my wallets, right? But anyways, trading isn't just reacting. So they're also teaching people some tools and stuff. It's understanding why they're happening. Most tools stop at showing you activity. Lab goes one step further and helps you connect the dots. Blah blah blah. Just good marketing. Some more good marketing here. Markets move with or without you. That's always been the game. So now they're here marketing their mobile app. Lab is making sure you're never out of sync with them. So they got good marketing. I'm not gonna lie, they got good marketing. But yeah, and again, close your active orders on their spots, their perps, their prediction markets, because you're gonna lose all your money if you don't do that. But yeah, it looks like they're still getting some stuff straight, and there are some people that are already super bullish with this thing. This person here says Rave is pumping hard. I have a feeling Lab is next. So this guy set this at 57 cents on April 14th, pretty much before it really started to go crazy. So I gotta give this guy his props because that was on April 14th, which was pretty much 2.5 weeks ago. And if you look at what it just now did, like just now went up to $3.40. Like that was a good call. That was a good call, right? So I gotta give the props where it's due there. This person right here, Wise Advice, has Lab price exploding after or exploding higher. Does the app launch justify it, or another Rave loading? I think it's another Rave loading. I don't think that the app launching justifies it. Like there's a lot of apps out there. There's a lot of apps out there, and there's a lot of DeFi trading apps. Like I don't think it justifies it at all. But what I will say is Rave got all the way up to like $5 billion market cap. So if Lab can get up to $5 billion market cap as well, now we're seeing big boy brags, right? Now we're seeing those big money. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens because look, Lab is already down to 200. It was just now at like 260 million inside market cap. Now it's at 139 million, right? Because it was all the way up here and it dropped. And as I was doing my research on Lab, I haven't hit the refresh button since I started my research. So I kind of started it right here as it was reaching its peak, right? And then I was like, all right, let's get the video done. And now it's all the way down here. So you got to be fast about this stuff. You got to be fast about it. That all happened within the time span of an hour, almost 2 hours actually, because I've been looking up a lot of stuff about it. But if you look all the way back here, you'd had opportunities like left and right. So there will be opportunities for more coins like this. You just got to make sure that you catch them before they start going global, right? Because if you look at this Lab coin, like go from the launch of Lab all the way to before March. Like this right here is a steady uptrend. So like there's certain projects that you gotta watch out for. But this is actually a good example here. Because if you look at this, it launches around October, right? It does massive breakouts all the way up to 35 cents, but then it dumps and it bottoms out. Bottoms out at 7 cents though. Never goes back to 7 cents since that day. Literally just climbs, peaks at 15 cents, dumps back down to 10, climbs, peaks at 20 cents, dumps back down to 11, but it's going up and it's not creating new lows. It's creating new highs all along, right? It's creating new highs for the whole entire time. That's very, very bullish. So this could have been predicted, but you have to be paying attention to stuff like this if you're going to be able to point it out like that. But yeah, that was a pretty good run up. So I would just say be safe, be careful. Rave, on the other hand, remember it pumps by $5 billion or $5 million market cap. So if this does something like that, this is only the beginning. If it does, but there's no way of knowing if it is. And so far, it just doesn't seem as viral as Rave was, not yet at least. And this is how Rave started. So, this at this point, this is why I say I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. You got to make your own decision. Let's see what happens. This person is saying Lab is a textbook short, and they're saying here's what's actually wrong. Float is a lie. 99.7 sits in one wallet. The 38 million circulating is inflated. by a bundle of sub wallets trading against each other. Real tradable float is probably 10 to 15 million. You're not buying a $500 million asset. You're buying a $10 million asset with a $500 million ticker and 462 million of team supply. And like I was just showing you guys, like the team is literally racked up. Like the team has racks. Like the team, damn near almost all of them have $250 million just chilling. They're walking around with like a lot of money, like 100 million, like, and they can, when they start selling it, like obviously that money isn't liquid. Like when they start selling, like they're gonna be able to extract like for like a couple 100 million from the people, right? But it's not all liquid, right? That's what this guy is pretty much saying. And then he says they don't publish revenue numbers for a trading terminal with a 0.5% fee. That's the first tell. If your numbers were good, you'd post them. Jupiter posted them 280 million annualized at a $590 million market cap. So yeah, that's pretty interesting that they're not publishing their revenue numbers, how much they're making. And these exchanges, these DeFi exchanges, make money. They make a lot of money because the centralized exchanges, they need certain licenses to operate, but the DeFi exchanges, they just do what they do and they make that money. So we'll see what happens with this thing. I do think that that guy's right. This is like a short, like this project is it's a short-lived pump here. So it's gonna be just like Rave. But the real question is it gonna pump just as hard as Rave? Or is it not going to pump as hard as Rave? Because Rave, like I said, $5 billion market cap. But will this get that high? That is the real question at this point. All right. But this is all I got for you guys today. Definitely go ahead, hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Leave a comment in the comment section and let me know what you guys think about this. And also, if you do want to trade on a DeFi trading platform, check out Avantisfi, link in the description. You can get a good amount off on your trading fees signing up through the link below. And it's a DeFi platform. So you can literally just connect your wallet, or you can connect your email address, whatever one works for you, or you can have them create you a wallet, right? So go ahead, check that out. All that good stuff. And check out Chart Prime, best automated trading indicators, link in the description. But yeah, this is all I got for you guys today. As always, I'll be back with another video.